As business owners, it is quite normal for us to receive haters, right? Haters for our content, just trolling the stuff that we do, right? And so this is part of the normal process. However, it still is triggering, right? And so recently, yesterday, I had someone comment on one of my posts, and it was pretty much just, saying that their shit was better than my shit, right? Let's move on, whatever. However, I did get triggered by it, right? I did have an emotional response to it, which then I chose to regulate it and chose to just respond, and pretty much just nip it in the bud and just not give it any fuel. But the thing is, I did get triggered. I did get pissed off. I did get angry. I did want to fucking fight. And so, I want to talk about this because, especially because like that fight response for me was very, very much prominent when that comment came. And so, before I probably would have looked at this and kind of like just shoved it under the rug. But this time I chose to like actually look at that fight response. Like this fight response within me was so prominent that I took the time to just process it overnight and with time. And then, I was just in the shower and but the breakthrough happened. And so I wanted to share that with you. So it's really, really interesting because when, like hater comments are not really new to me. I receive them more frequently than I'd like, but usually before I would just kind of like avoid it and not really think about it. But this response for me was so prominent. This flight response was prominent, whereas before I would be like the flight or I would freeze, right? But this fight, like just this word fight kept on coming up, and this feeling in my body of wanting to fight was just so profound, right? And so I've been, kind of comparing and contrasting the two about how different it has been. And so with this flight response, what I realized was that, it's not really about fighting with a person. Obviously, I chose not to fight that person. It's a waste of time anyway. But just the word fight and what it meant to me, and what it meant to me unconsciously, and really what it truly meant was that I get to fight for what I do, right? It's not about fighting the person, it's about fighting for what I actually stand up for, what I believe in, and what I believe my purpose is in the world. And that comment really was one of these things where it probably could have discouraged me from going into the path that I'm currently doing now as a new hypnosis trainer. I am building up that foundation, and it's not easy, right? It's not easy, and there's a lot of challenges like this. And so taking a challenge like this and using it as fuel, using it particularly to find answers. And the answer for me was, yes, I get to fight for this. I get to fight for what I stand for. I get to fight for my methodologies, which obviously work. There's really no proof. There's no, like, there was an unwavering knowing that my shit works because it's proven time and time again. But it's more of that, that fight, that driver, that got turned on within me and activated from this experience. And it's really, emotional regulation and nervous system regulation is something that I've really been working with over the past year and a half, because this is what I teach my clients, and this is what I'm going to be teaching my students to teach their clients as well, because learning how to really regulate our emotions, learning how to take at that that normal response that we have and use it as a catalyst for growth instead of beating ourselves up, is really what truly makes us scale to the next level faster, develop and have deeper connections with ourselves and others. And so, just wanting to share this with you because sometimes it can feel like we're triggered all the time, and sometimes it's very easy to blame others for triggering us, but our triggers are our responsibility, right? And so by taking radical responsibility with this response that I had of wanting to fight, I have now this new idea, this new breakthrough, this new level of awareness within me that yes, I do get to fight for what I truly believe in, which is my methodology. because I believe in it, proven time and time again. And how could that not affect everything moving forward, right? If it will obviously affect my marketing because now I have this new level of confidence. It will obviously affect my sales better because now I have proven to myself that this works by using it on myself. It just makes me a better person too, because this is a new level of self-development that I get to experience. And it's just going to transcend in other areas of my life. And so just leaning into the triggers and leaning into the emotions. Emotions are signals, they're neither good nor bad. And so by leaning on them, we get to allow ourselves to come out of it a much better human being, a much better person, not just more resilient, but having a new insight that is improved, and better over time is really what anti-fragility is, right? And so wanted to share this with you. Let me know what your thoughts are. What do you do when you experience haters or trolley type comments? I would love to hear from you. And otherwise, I will see you soon.